Hi everyone, it's Judy. Welcome back to my channel. Um, Today I am going to apologize because this is something we're going to be working on, but I just wanted to show you what I did the other day that you didn't get to see because I, for some reason, could not upload the video, and I was very upset about that. I thought I had this marked, but I guess I didn't. Trying to find where I put it now. Here it is. Okay, this was the envelopes that I made into detachable. I decided to put it over the page because I couldn't glue it. I honestly can't remember how much I've said and how much I didn't, because I had a video and I tried like crazy to get it uploaded and it would not. So it's been deleted and I just don't have it. So I didn't have this to show you the finished piece. So that being said, what I ended up doing here, I'm just going to reach over here, is I put these little strips on. I believe this part was done already. I put these little strips on and I made these little collages and I made them into tuck spots. I'm probably going to put some tickets and some little odds and ends in here, but I haven't done that yet. So that's that side. These, I believe you saw. I just trimmed down the ribbon. And then these were the cards that went inside the pockets there. So that was that. So I do still have to add some little tickets and whatevers into these little tuck spots, but I just haven't done it yet. So I'm sorry that that was one part of it. I'm not sure what I have this butterfly for. Something. I do remember wanting it for something. I don't remember what. And then I just made this little paper clip, hidden paper clip out of these little kind of short tag tops, I guess, really. Put a little strip of scrap on it, and then it says, "The prairie is not a land to tell its story easily." And that is how I clipped this on, very simply. I realized after the fact that I was not going to be able to glue it so that it would flip. So, because if I glued it, it wouldn't flip. So that's how he ends. I'm just trying to get it over the card on the other side. So I made it so that it looked sort of like a tab, and it goes in about in the middle of the page. So that was that one. The other one was this one, and these were the flaps from the envelopes that I cut off for this piece. I ended up just making this sort of cutout. I did with a paper punch, which I don't, I've already put it away. A little scrap of this paper and some butterflies here that I did some clear embossing on so that they would hold up, you know, hanging over the edge. And then what I did here is, this was the card, and it says, "Where will we go to learn our lessons when the prairie is gone?" And that is the card I made. And so that turned out well. Then I put these flaps on. These were the envelope flaps. What I did inside was what I was talking about with making an extra flap where you can write, and then inside is, whoops, let me just take that out. Inside is an extra piece of paper cut to fit as well. So it's kind of got little flat edges here, but you can write on that too. So that's on both sides of the flaps. So you kind of got this little hidden journaling space, both sides. Oh, let me put the thing back in here. So that ended up being that. Sorry that you kind of missed the process, but I don't know. I just could not get the video to, I mean, I couldn't even get it to play in my phone, let alone upload it to YouTube. It just wouldn't even play for me. I couldn't edit, you know, like spin it around or, you know, anything. It wouldn't let me do anything. So I don't know what I did. I'm just hoping this one works. Didn't do anything different than I ever do, but all right. So this one, I decided, I started making some pieces last night, trying to come up with something. This was just a place holder, and I'm going to be putting a piece here on this page today. So that's what I'm going to be doing here. So I will show you what I've done so far. I made two just in case. And this one, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to hit the camera. This one I only printed on regular copy paper, hoping to get more of a feel of like an envelope effect, something lighter. This is going to bulk up really fast, and I'll kind of show you why. If I do everything I think, well, fill as many pages as I think I'm going to have really, I'm just checking, make sure I'm still going, a really fat journal. It's just going to keep kind of expanding, and I'm trying to keep things down to kind of a minimum. So I printed on the one side, printed on the other side, double-sided rather than trying to glue it. Of course, trimmed it down because I print with borders. So this is what I did. Out of one sheet of paper, essentially, this is what I had done. So imagine this is one sheet of paper, and this kind of goes in here, okay? So once I had trimmed it down, that's sort of what I had. So I just decided how wide I wanted it to be. I put it on the cover. Well, let me see. I put it on here and then folded it to where I thought I would want it to go. I folded this edge back. I just scored it with my ruler and my bone folder. Just took the ruler and my bone folder and just scored like that on my mat. I'm just trying to explain a little bit about what I did. And so that I can fold this edge over to give it a little reinforcement. I will probably put acetate in here. Again, that will help to make it a little bit better. And I think I may use my glue runner and a little bit of glue on that. So this is what I ended up doing. I cut the two pieces the same size, folded the edges. This is not going to be completely out of the way. So this is exactly the same. What I had, oh, I got a gnat. Can I get him? Can I get him? Probably not. Oh my gosh. I don't know. They're just coming from everywhere lately. I don't know what's going on. Let me put it on here so you can see it. My black paper is very thin, unfortunately, but I have this die cut. Don't know whose it was. I probably got it off of Temu. I'm not really sure. But I have this die cut, and I thought, you know, we'll cut out the circle. You can cut it by hand, you know, where you just kind of trace around it. And that's what I did. I took, as if this was, well, I'm not sure what I did with the, oh, here it is. So this was the piece that came out, okay, of here. And all I did when I did the die cut, it left these holes. I did one, or circles. I did one in brown, and I did a couple in black. So that was in here. All right, and I just put it down where I thought I would want it. I got something that I'm going to put on a card to go in there, and I'm not sure, just don't know why that's out. And I went around it, but I realized, I tried to get something for a hole punch, and the closest I had was, I think, 2 inches. Otherwise, it has to be a little, put it on here, the hole has to be a little wider, obviously, than this. It has to come under the black part here. So the 2-inch worked fine. My problem was, after I had, you could see where I had drawn the circle. My problem was when I went to use the hole punch, which is right here, it didn't reach. Okay, didn't reach where I needed it to go. You can see that. So all I did was I measured how wide this was halfway. I just marked it with a line. I lightly folded it like so, and then I put, whoops, sorry, I put my hole punch in like that, and then as far back as my circle went, just a little bit further, okay? And then I punched it out. So now that is, and I'll use this one just because it's black on black there. You can see that the hole is just slightly larger than the circle is, just slightly, which is fine because then that fits under here. So the first things we're going to do then is, I did not ink these, So let me go ahead and ink these. I'm going to try to keep this video, and I didn't pay attention. Let me see how far along I am. Oh, 10 minutes. Okay. I didn't set my timer, but I'll look at my clock for another 20 minutes or so. The other video was long, I will admit that, and I'm thinking possibly it was because it was so long that it gave me a problem. I don't know. I really don't know what, I just don't know what the issue was. So it just wants to keep giving me trouble, my phone, and I don't know what I can do about that. In all honesty, I'm coming to a point where I'm afraid that whatever's going on with my phone, because I think mine is a 12, and I don't know, I think they're up to like 16s now. So I don't know if iPhone just sort of like sabotages your phone, so that it won't do the things that you've been able to do all along to try to get you to upgrade your phone for $1,000, which I don't have. So I don't really know what I'm gonna do. I really don't. So anyway, all right, so I didn't ink this one, and I am going to, yes, okay, that one's already been done that way. So this one's just going to be the back. I probably won't finish this entire piece tonight because it was kind of I'm winging it as I go sort of piece. And yes, I have a sweater on even though it's July, because the hotter it is outside here, the more my air conditioner, I guess, seems to work, and the colder it gets here in the basement. It's just crazy. So I end up putting on socks half the time, and my bedroom slippers and my sweater, and then I go up to the top level of the house because we have several levels because we live on a mountain, and I go up to the top level of my house, and I'm hot. I sleep with the fan on. The air conditioner's supposed to be on, and it is on, and it does blow cold air, but all the hot air gets pushed upstairs. My husband is frustrated with it because he says, it's not distributing correctly, and the system isn't it's either too old or something's just not right, and I don't know. All I know is I freeze in the basement and I sweat upstairs. And we have central air, so go figure that. All right, so I'm just gonna press that for a second because I don't want it to ooze. And we'll go ahead and actually let me get the piece I'm gonna put in here. I should have pulled them out. Oh goodness. Oh, not far down at all. Here we are. All right, and I probably have, oops, it's underneath. I have a small piece that should work. And I think what I'm going to do is find my corner rounder here. So I really do think this would probably help to round the corners of the transparency to help glue it down and keep it from catching on stuff. The corners won't catch as easily. I don't think. That one wasn't in all the way. There we go. Doesn't have to be pretty on this one. All right, get rid of those. All right, let me see if I can find a tape runner relatively easy, because that is down here. There we go. All right, I do have one. So I'm gonna try to, I hope, am I going the wrong way? It's not coming out. I'm going the right way. I don't know. It seemed to want to stick. Let me see. No. I just don't see it coming out here. It doesn't want to stick on here. Alrighty. Well, if you don't want to stick, you don't want to stick. We will do it this way. As fine a line as I can get. around here, right around the edge. I did not hold this over the circle. I hope it all fits. Let's see. I do believe it will, and this is why I wanted to put that in right away, because I wanted it under this flap. That should do. All right, let's get the flap done. I hope I'm in frame for this. I don't think if I moved it down. I'm trying to work close to me, but I'm trying to make it so you guys can see too what I'm doing. Okay, let's get that down there. Okay. Alrighty, now let me find, I've been liking working with this thing lately. So now I don't know that I'm necessarily going to be reprinting all of the papers I do have, and there's quite a bit, to keep the bulk in this journal down. But every here and there, if I do need something that's bigger and I find something that I like pattern wise, then, all right, what did I do with, here it is, okay, then I may reprint some of those. If I need to reprint, I'll reprint on the lighter paper, perhaps, depending on what I'm doing. Anyway, so what I did here, because this was just copy paper, I decided to reinforce this, and I know you probably can't tell on camera, but I just took this matte finish magic tape, Scotch magic tape, and I put 2 strips on here. Put some 3-in-1 down, smeared it around. Oh no, I didn't. I'm sorry, not 3-in-1. I took the Japanese glue, one that says glue on it. Put that down and then put the tape over it, just to give it a little bit of extra, so that it should work better as a hinge. It is my plan. So what I'm going to do here now is I'm going to glue these together to make my envelope, as it were, and I will use this glue to do that. I'm probably thinking I'm going to go ahead and run just a small bead back here as well. Am I in frame for you? Yeah, I am, but let me push it up just a hair. Okay. Just to give that hinge part a little extra stability, that the card isn't, you know, ever really pushing against it. It's kind of my thought. So we had a pretty nice day today. They said it was supposed to rain, and it did, kind of. Small showers near the end of the day, about 4 o'clock or so, 3:30, 4 o'clock, but it really wasn't bad. The temperature wasn't bad, so I was quite happy about that. So I'm just going to put that there and pick this up and try to line it up that way, because it's much better for me if I do. So yeah, it turned out to be a really nice day, and I just had such a lovely, lovely experience last night. I was lying in bed, and my room seemed a little brighter than normal, and when I rolled over, I realized that I have mini blinds in my bedroom and just a valance, and behind the valance, I didn't ink this, behind the valance was the moon, and it's almost full. It's supposed to be full, I believe, on the 10th. Today was the 9th, so you'll see this on the 10th, but it looked almost full. So I'm hoping this ink stays on the, on the Scotch tape. I don't know. But anyway, it's interesting. Don't know if it will stay. It may, a little bit. So anyhow, I had, you know, I was looking at the moon and just thinking, my goodness, how beautiful it is. I have lately been just, I don't know why, just fascinated with the sky, with the clouds, with the moon. I don't know, there's just been something. I mean, I've always admired, always loved looking at the stars. And for me now, I don't see most of the stars. I mean, I don't live in a place where you can see a lot of stars, as most of us probably don't. There's light pollution just about everywhere anymore. There's very few places, unless you're really in the wilderness, that you can really, you know, have no real light pollution, and you could see really how many stars are truly in the sky. But I miss a lot of them. I can't see them because of the issue I have with my one eye. Being blind in my one eye, I can't see all of those little details. Just want to make sure, is this facing the right direction? No, it goes this way. Okay, just wanted to make sure that. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just glue this part down to this side. So I think I'll do a mix of glue here. I don't know. I think maybe I have enough glue. It probably won't give me an issue. So anyway, it was shining through my window, and I think I might have mentioned in one of my other videos, it might have been the one that didn't go up, that a few nights ago it was orange. The moon was just orange and very low on the horizon. Tried getting pictures with my phone, but of course it doesn't, you know, that's the only camera I really have. And it doesn't always do well for, you know, capturing things like light and things. So in that way. So I did snap some pictures, but nonetheless. Oh dear, did I just glue the wrong side? No. I don't know, did I? Now I can't tell. Well, it's going this way now because that's the way I need to put this. So anyhow, I'm gonna have to trim this, I think, a little bit. I don't know, maybe I'll just ink it. Okay, make sure that that goes down and it's in. Okay, I think that should be okay. So anyway, I was so excited to see it, and I was just laying in bed, and I was, you know, just at the right position in bed that I was just catching it before it completely went up and out of my view underneath the valance in my bedroom. And I know this may sound silly, but I literally started to cry. Literally started to cry. And when I started crying and blinked my eyes, because of the tears in my eyes, it looked like moonbeams were coming down off of the moon and into my room. So, I mean, I was just so moved by that. Which of course made me like tear up even more because it was just so beautiful. And yeah, so, oh my goodness, it was such a nice experience. Such a nice experience. I'm gonna get my glue eraser here. Get some of this extra glue out of here. So, but tomorrow's supposed to rain again. Actually, our forecast is saying rain pretty much for the next 8 or 9 days. I don't know. There's been so much rain this summer, it seems, and there's just never been, there's not getting, you know, you have a few nice days and then rain, 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 and then a few nice days and then rain, 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 rain. So I don't know. All right, so that is going to get glued down. I'm not going to do that yet. What I wanted to do now, as carefully as I possibly can, is to glue this around here. And I really have to be careful because I want to make sure this is straight. So I think what I'm gonna do is, and like I said, this is really thin, really, really thin. Let me find this and cover this up over here. And let me just make sure this glue should be, I hope. I'm just gonna go around this part as carefully as I can, maybe down a little bit. I'll put that down and then I'll just lift the ends, I think. Don't know. I guess I can go here for some of this. Oops, went right off the end because I'm over the black and can't tell where that ends. So I have to move it where I can see it. And the thing with this, I found when you're working with a fine area that you're going to put around acetate, anything that you're going to put around the acetate, I kind of give it a second or two to dry, so it's not so wet and spready. It will spread, but hopefully not, you know, way onto the acetate. So see this over here, kind of. Yeah, this is literally like barely any heavier than like copy paper. So it said it was cardstock. I ordered it online and it said it was cardstock, but I think somebody was misinformed. So try to make that as straight. That doesn't look too bad. That is pretty good. All right, press that down. I think I got all these guys up here. This has to, let me grab my pin. This head is just a little crooked. Like I said, if this was stiffer, like you can see the difference. That's the brown, that's the black. So yeah. So I have mostly that and I have that. So now all I'm gonna do is peel this back and try to, as best as I can, get glue everywhere I need it. And it's hard for me to tell. So, but yeah. So it's been pretty pleasant in spite of the fact that it just seems to be nice for 2 or 3 days and then rain for 5 or 6, and then nice for 2 or 3 days and then rains for 5 or 6. I cannot believe we are just about halfway through July. Yeah, sorry about missing, because I do that. I think I'm on something and I'm not. So I have to kind of take my time because I can't tell. Okay. Alrighty. And then I'd like to put it all down at once if I can help it. Okay, I'll be up in a few. It's my husband telling me he's heading up to bed because it is pretty late. I came downstairs because I was upstairs and I came down and he was watching TV and I said, I'm going downstairs for a little while. He goes, at 10 o'clock at night? And I said, yeah, I don't know. I just feel like I want to go down. So come down and get this video done because it was really bothering me that that I lost that whole other video. I mean, the work is done and that's good, but I'd like to try to take you guys along as often as I can. So I really did want to get something up for today, Thursday. So, okay, so that's what we have there. Okay, I'm going to get some kind of lace. I'm going to do that now. She is going to go in, but let me check my time. I'm just about where I need to stop, I think. I'm still recording, but she's going to go in here on some kind of a card. Okay, I don't know what just yet. Have to do a background for that. May just do this I don't know, we'll see, and how I'll decorate it. But I'm just going to put a little lace on here if I can find some. Don't want anything too wide, so I'm back in this. Oh, and the other thing that I did say on the, no. Maybe this one. What I said on the other video was that something had come up and I didn't get the opportunity to finish up cleaning in here. So I didn't get that video done. Oh, yes, that's the one. Okay, I like that one. For doing the tour. So I will do my best to try to get that up for this Sunday coming, since this video that you're seeing is Thursday, and I will probably do something else for Saturday. So I will probably try to get the last bits taken care of. And not everything is put away the way it ought to be, but you know, you'll get to see a little bit about what I'm doing. And like most, I've heard a lot of the crafters, you know, the journal makers say, you know, it's always a work in progress. You're always reorganizing. You're always adding something new in, or taking something out, or moving something closer, or moving something further away. Because as you do things, you find that things just work differently for you. I think this side. Go there and there. Try to get it over a little bit. Whoops, not that far over. Okay, there we go. And just press, 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 and I'll get rid of all that extra glue, mostly by doing this. So, yeah. So I'm hoping this thing is going to take me a while, and I may come back and forth to it, because I think I mentioned in another video that I have several other journals that I've started in various levels of completion. And so this one's really going to take a bit. So I will just show you that issue, what I've decided to try to help me finish it, because it is so big. I've been saying that I had 280 pages. Well, in actuality, I have 290 pages in here. And yeah, so all right, so that's what this is going to be, and she's going to go in here like so. I'll just put her in here for the sake of that. I may put her butterfly on somehow, like that, perhaps, I'm thinking. So we'll see. Or maybe over this way. I don't know. I'm not sure why it was stuck in the book, unless it just got stuck there by accident. I'm not sure, but it may be that. So anyway, let me just show you quick. This is what I started doing to try to figure out what I had where. And I'm not going to explain the system, but I wrote down every page. I flipped every page in the journal and wrote every page down in here, and what it was and where I had things, so that I can start putting stuff in. And all of these pink dots, yellow squares, I've decided that I'm going to try to put something on those pages. And you can see the amount of stuff that I'm looking at, and I don't even know if I can do that. This will take me months probably to finish, and I'm not willing to just work on this for months on camera. I'd like to get some other stuff done. So, but anyway, so that's that. That is going to go here. I may put a paper down like this, perhaps. Put that underneath on this page and just glue that down. So that's there, which is what's underneath the picture here. But I don't know, we'll see. But that's what I've got so far, guys. I'm gonna leave it at this point and hope that this will upload and I don't have to make any more excuses. So that's it for now. In the meantime, guys, be safe, be happy, and be blessed, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye for now.